In Östergötland, just south of Norrköping by Västra Husby, lies one of the country's more peculiar antiquities, the defence facility Göta Virke. Göta Virke is all that's left of a 3.5 kilometre long mound made of dirt, peat and stones. The wall lies strategically between the lakes Lillsjön in the south and Asplången in the north. From the defensive mound you would be able to control both the water and land routes from the Baltic Sea in the east to the central parts of Östergötland in the west. The mound was named by the archaeological professor Oskar Almgren in the early 1900s and stands as a Swedish equivalent to the Danish earthworks, the Danevirke. Through the ages there have been several different and shifting theories as to who built Göta Virke, when they built it and what threat they wanted to defend against. One theory is that the locals had the wall erected to protect themselves from Russians or Estonians at some point in ancient times. Another explanation was that the wall was built in the year 1318 at the time of the battles between the Dukes Erik and Valdemar and their brother King Birger Magnusson. Yet another hypothesis was that Swedish forces used the wall in battle against the Danish commander Daniel Rantzau and his troops in 1567. Alternatively, it may have been constructed in 1598 in conjunction with the battles between King Sigismund and his uncle Duke Karl, before the final battle at Stångebro the same year, resulting in Sigismund being dethroned and Duke Karl becoming Karl IX. The first scientific investigations were conducted by the archaeologist Arthur Norden in the 1920s. He had a bold theory. Norden was of the opinion that the wall was erected by Jurter, also called the Geats, to defend against malicious Svear, also known as Sveones, as early as the year 514. Arthur Norden tried to prove that the wall mentioned in the Anglo-Saxon saga of Beowulf, written in the 8th century, was Göta Virke. In Beowulf, battles are described between two tribes believed to be Svear and Jurter. Norden's hypothesis was that since the battles were fought around the 6th century, Göta Virke must be from the same era. Norden also believed he'd found evidence for his reasoning. One basis for his theory was the large number of strategically placed hill forts in the vicinity of Västra Husby. Hill forts are usually dated between 400 and 550 AD, a period often called the Migration period. The hill forts would have been active at the same time as and possibly complementing Göta Virke. After Norden's work, all research was stuck in a rut for almost 70 years. In 1999, a research study was conducted by archaeologists from Stockholm University and the Museum of Östergötland. The reason was, among other things, to gain clarity in the dating of the earth wall. Archaeological finds are often a result of coincidences, and so it was this time as well. Already in the first probe shaft, halfway through the filling of the wall, charred wood from a fire lit during the construction of the wall was found. Thanks to carbon dating analysis, the charcoal has been dated to the Viking Age, from 800 AD through to around 1000 AD. At another part of the wall, the archaeologists found remnants of a moat. Several sharpened poles were found in the moat, and one of these poles has been dated to the 11th century, namely the end of the Viking Age. That would mean Göta Virke was built during the Viking Age and not in the 6th century as Norden had thought. The wall is strategically placed between lakes and wetlands and has controlled the route from the Baltic Sea in the east to the central parts of Östergötland in the west. Aside from the moat, there have probably also been palisades on the wall, although no remnants have ever been found. Who they wanted to defend themselves against, we don't know. But it is likely that they wanted to make sure that enemies who ravaged the coast did not break through to the central parts of the country. What we see are the remains of a 3.5 kilometre long structure that would have taken considerable resources both to build and to defend. So who did have the power and authority to start, finish and manage such an extensive construction? Well, again, we don't know, but possibly we see here the signs of a power strong enough to build a defensive facility to control the entrance to central Götaland, an indication that the founding of Sweden was started as early as the Viking Age.